This week on Storytime at the Roo Bus, we're going to talk about Tipper here at the Orion in Huntsville. We'll also visit with Lindsey up on his mini farm in Tennessee. We'll visit with him and Lord Taco and see what they're up to. Welcome to Storytime at the Roo Bus, a weekly podcast about Bonnaroo and other festivals. I'm your host, Sharla.
Hey everybody, it's Daniel. So for those of you watching, you can see we're outside today. Actually, all of this episode is going to be outside because it is Labor Day weekend. The weather's been really nice. It's warm, but not like excruciatingly hot. We're kind of playing with fire out here today because like a bug flew up in Charlotte's face before we started recording. A plane flew over before we started recording. There's a little bit of everything happening out here.
We've had to start over about 17 times.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Well, that's part of the trick of doing video now. We got to make sure that everything is good to go. But I think we're okay. We've set up a little small campsite out here in front of the bus today. Got our chairs, got this Buc-ee's table.
Matter of fact, I think we should do some celebrity shots. Not celebrity shots,
Celebrity
but
shots?
celebratory shots.
All right, here.
Excuse me. Wait, what do you have?
I have this Keep Austin Weird shot glass and some of that bourbon that you will see later in the episode.
I collect shot glasses, and I'm trying to get one from every state.
How many states are we up to?
I don't know. I haven't kept track, but I'm missing like the smaller states. Like I'm missing Delaware, New Hampshire, Connecticut.
Delaware.
Some of those.
What happens there?
Evan went to school there. Evan Brown went to the University of Delaware.
Oh, that's what happens
That's
there.
all I know about Delaware.
Like Rhode Island. What happens there? Does anybody know?
I think Gilmore Girls may have been set there. Maybe. I really don't know.
Sure, why not? But yes, let's do this. All right. Are we sipping on it or are we doing the whole thing?
I have Cancun. We got this in Cancun.
Yeah.
That's not a state, but.
It's a state of mind.
And I have tequila. He
Yeah.
has bourbon.
Of course you do. I'm going to just sip on mine.
On it, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. To your health. Hope you're doing one with us out there. But yeah, it has been a fun weekend. So later in the episode, there's going to be a long clip of me hanging out with former Bonnaroovian of the Year, Lindsey, and this guy you might know called Taco that has another podcast you might have heard about. I don't
Taco,
know.
who's that? Oh,
Yeah, this wild guy that goes everywhere in a bus.
you should watch his Twitch streams. Those
He
are really
does-
cool. Yeah,
he
those are
does a
really
good
cool.
job with
You know,
those.
I didn't realize how cool he was on Twitch until South Star last year. There was a couple that flew down from like Canada, and they knew about South Star and they knew of it and everything because they follow Russ, aka Lord Taco, on Twitch. Like it wasn't because of the Watt podcast or Bonnaroo or anything like that. No, they follow Taco on Twitch. Like how cool is that?
I love that he has built his own thing. You know, he does that with the What podcast, but I love that he has this thing. Everybody knows him as this guy that plays all these retro games and does speed runs on like Earthbound or whatever the heck that game is.
But
Final
I'm
Fantasy.
still requesting Little Nemo Dream Master.
I think he did that once. You need to get him to do that again. It was a couple of years ago
Did I
during the
miss it?
pandemic. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be talking with him and Lindsey from the creek here in just a little
creek?
bit. The creek, yes.
Out there in God's country?
I wonder if I can find that clip of Earl saying that.
I'm
It's
sure.
somewhere. If I don't have it in this episode, we'll have it in a future one. I got to find that. It's hilarious. But yeah, we also wanted to thank everybody for coming to Huntsville this weekend. If you came in town to get tipped, Huntsville has been run over by the Wooks this week, and I say that lovingly, I promise. It's been amazing. There have been pre-shows, after parties. The whole town has been taken over by people with like pashminas and all kind of things, and I love it. We have been so spoiled that the Orion has had so many shows do these 3-night residencies, and fans of these different acts come into town and go into all the restaurants and hang out and everything. I learned last night from going to the Tipper show, that crowd is so wholesome. Everybody there was so happy to see one another and was having such a great time. I am so glad that I got a last minute ticket. I went with Amy from Nashville, one of our good friends. We had a blast up in there. We had a fun game that we were playing. We were like, hey, is this person dressed like they are going to the Tipper show or Burning Man or Dragon Con? Could it pass for all three? There was one that wins the prize of the trifecta. Somebody was dressed as a pirate. And I feel like that could have gone for all three of those things.
So the Orion, sometimes I'll look through what all they have for the year, whatever, and I'll be like, meh. But when they hit it out of the park, they hit it out of the park. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially when they have Shakedown Street outside for a lot of these shows. I want to say there were 5 full rows of vendors that you normally see at any kind of Shakedown Street.
So can I say a little something about the Shakedown Street that
Please.
I saw last night? So, you know, I've gone to all the shakedowns for when they had it here at the Orion, when they had it for Fish, Billy Strings, whatever. The Tipper Shakedown Street was the best shakedown street that I've seen.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because I saw a lot of unique artists out there, like actual handmade goods that you could tell. Whereas versus the other shakedown streets that I saw, it was a lot of like Chinese wholesale stuff.
I have noticed that. I saw a fair bit of that when I went to the Dead and Company Shakedown Street back at the beginning of the summer over in Vegas. There was some cool stuff
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
obviously handmade, but a lot of it, I look at it and I'm like, hey, that's cool. I want to support them, but I know I can probably buy the same stuff like half off on
Right.
like Etsy or Amazon or something.
Right.
Because like
exactly.
this isn't to trash anybody.
Oh,
You
no,
just
no, no,
know
no,
that
no,
it's
yeah.
coming from like a lot of those same
I mean,
wholesalers.
everybody's
you know?
out there hustling, don't get me wrong, but I saw some really, really cool, unique pieces last night. There was someone, I think it was called the Pink Palace, I want to say, and they were selling like thrifted pieces that were like put together all uniquely, and they had this really amazing, oh my God, it was so beautiful. It was a pink Barbie robe, and they had styled it up and you know, not hand sewn it, but they had sewed it up and just really made it look like Barbie, except on the back of it in Barbie font it said "Wook."
Oh, that was pretty good.
And I was like, oh my God, I want this so bad. That'd be so cool to walk up into the robe rage with something like that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It was so cool, and they were selling it for like $160, which for a handmade piece from an artist, you know, that's totally worth it. But I took a picture of it because they were like starting to shut down and everyone was going in. But I took a picture of their business, so I'm going to look them up.
Yeah. In a lot of cases, I think even if you're not going to buy something from somebody that night, you should do what Sharla did and take a picture of their sign so you can look them up on Etsy or whatever later the fact.
Now, you wore your Burning Man, the girl that gave you the Burning Man suit. You wore that. You wore the top of that.
Yeah, I wore the vest. The pants are a little baggy, but I wore those with some jorts. That was my festival fashion last night
Yeah,
for the Tipper
Noralina
show.
Designs.
Yeah, that was
She
fantastic.
Gifted you that at
Yeah.
Burning Man. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, speaking of Burning Man, we're going to talk a little bit about that after we talk with Lindsey and Taco here in just a little bit. But before we get to that, I want to dive a little bit more into the Tipper thing.
Sure, sure.
I want to brag not only on the crowd that was there, not only on Tipper's whole team, which had an amazing production. It is some of the best sound quality I have ever heard. It is some of the best visuals I have ever seen. The projection mapping that they are able to do on this big kind of like Greek or Roman looking wall over at the Orion here in Huntsville is amazing. It blew me away. I had seen something that was almost to that extent when I went with our buddy Josh to see Billy Strings over there about a year ago. And that was pretty cool. They were putting like some of the live video of Billy and his band on those walls. But at the Tipper show, they were tracing kind of the outlines of these different design features and doing entirely new things and making it look very trippy as if it was breathing or wiggling or something. I was really taken aback by what I was seeing. I have never seen anything like that. My buddy Jay that I work at with, him and I were talking during the show, and we were talking about how this is within spitting distance of something like the Sphere, what they are doing at the Orion, and particularly what Tipper's team is able to do in collaboration with the Orion to make stuff like that happen. I really think that the Orion is to that level where it is a world-class venue, along the lines of the Sphere or Red Rocks or the Caverns just up the road or whatever. It took a couple of years, but they really have gotten to that point. I think a lot of acts are noticing what's happening. You know, Fish came here, Panic has come here a number of times, Billy is coming back next month, Tipper just had the second run for a full weekend. I think a lot of artists are taking notice, and a lot of this video of what I saw last night is getting out, and artists are like, hey, we want to do that, or we want to top that. I was blown away. It is one of the most top-notch experiences I have ever had at a show. Yeah, I would put it right below what I saw at the Sphere back in the spring in Vegas.
So I agree. You know, I've heard, and obviously I don't know, but I've heard that because of the experience Tipper had the first time that they came to Huntsville, that's why they came back.
Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people that are involved in that community as well. They were very impressed. I mean, bands keep coming back. There have been rumors floating around, and I can't verify the authenticity of this, that Fish might be coming back in a year or so. I'm there if they do. I was never a huge Fish fan, but when I went, I was like, okay, this is great. I get this.
Oh, absolutely. The same way. That was my first, well, no, second time seeing fish, and I was never like a big giant like fish fan until I seen him at the Orion.
I did see him for a good bit at Rue back in 17,
same.
but I was distracted and
Saw like
not
a
paying that
little
much
bit, yeah.
attention, honestly. I just went for a bit of both of those
Yeah.
sets that they had that weekend back at Rue. It was 17, right?
I can't.
It was 17 or 18.
I can't remember who played at Rue this year.
Well, there's a reason you can't remember who played at Rue this year. But yeah, I got to brag on Nip Tipper's team. The whole crowd, that whole fan base was so wholesome. The stuff they did with the projection mapping was just a 10 out of 10 experience. I know Tipper says that he's retiring, but if that ever happened again, you know, there's a bug in my face this time. If that ever happened again, you should go to see that or a comparable show at the Orion.
So I didn't get a ticket. I'm regretting it now.
Really?
I'm kind of regretting it.
I was looking at this the other day. I was checking the resale process. And I was like, hey, I'm thinking about going this. I feel like I'm going to regret it if I don't. And, you know, just a couple of days ago, I was looking at SeatGeek, I think it was, and I found a pit ticket for $40. And I was like, I think I'm going to go. And you're like, yeah, you should go. So I bought it on the spot. That was the right
We
call.
need to get Billy Strings tickets.
Yeah, those resale prices are a little insane, to be honest. I was looking at that last night, and like GA upstairs for Billy here at the Orion was around 150, something like that.
Well, take my brother.
Take Cody.
Yeah.
Cody would. Her brother Cody, he would love Billy Strings. I think he likes that kind of stuff.
Let me put it to you like this. So, when the first time that Billy Strings came to Huntsville was the first time I'd ever been to like a Billy Strings show outside of Bonnaroo. And we were walking down Shakedown, and every single person, like 1 out of 2 people were wearing overalls. My brother wears overalls every single day of his life.
Not for fashion, just because that's what he does.
Yes.
Wait, can I pick on our buddy Josh? He was like sending a video of him trying some moonshine, and he had like overalls but no shirt, and everybody was messing with him that he looked like the bear hugger character from the Punch-Out video game. Yeah, Josh, I'm trolling you. Sorry about that. I'm going to edit a picture of the bear hugger in
He
as well.
also says every time he's mentioned on a podcast, it's about food or drinks.
It was again. This time it was about moonshine and video games. So technically it's about something else this time. But yeah, guys,
The Orion.
we're giving them a bit of a hometown bias here, but come check out the Orion. Come see us if you come to Huntsville to check out the Orion. Oh yeah. Hello, Orion. We're tagging you in this. We loved our experience
Put in a bunch
there.
of pictures.
Oh, and I'm just going to say, since you gave me a shot, I'll go ahead and say this. I would love to take the bus out there for a shakedown street next year. If they have an act that really fits what we do, I would love to take the bus out there and use it as literally a promo vehicle.
Posted,
for Totem.
about Shakedown stuff for Billy Strings, by the way.
Maybe. We'll talk offline. But hey, for now, let's take it up to the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, and hang out with Lindsey and Taco over in the creek.
God's country.
Russ, how you doing over here?
I'm doing great. I'm here in my favorite place here in the creek.
Is this one of your favorite places in the world?
It is. It's up there. It's maybe, third or fourth.
I know it's one of Lindsey's favorite places.
I'm sitting in healing waters right now, bro.
Healing waters?
Healing waters. I've
Yeah.
always said these are healing waters.
Look, I'm going to troll you a little bit. I was telling you this before we started recording. For the love of God, now that we're on video, don't turn your legs that way because you're wearing a kilt.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
All right, so let's start this out by telling anybody who hasn't listened to either of our podcasts for the past couple of years the story about this place. This is a pretty special place. Lindsey, it's your place, so you want to tell us a little bit about it? And to him there, Russ, for sharing this microphone today.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so this is a piece of property that my wife and I bought probably 10, 12 years ago.
Really? It's been that
was-
long? Wow.
Was intended to, instead of having a third child, we bought this to allow our boys to come out and just be boys and be stupid and have fun.
I love being stupid.
And we got really blessed that it's a beautiful piece of land with some cliffs, but this amazing creek that you can come and sit in. And it's kind of been a little safe haven for me and my Bonnaroo friends.
Mm-hmm.
Couple special things we've had down here. When Bonnaroo didn't happen because of COVID and lockdowns, we figured out a way to make something happen here. And then when the hurricane remnants canceled Bonnaroo in 2021, we were still able to come down here and have the social Bonnaroo with some good music
Yeah.
that we were all craving.
I guess 2020 was the first one, if I remember right.
Yeah, we did it on technically Bonnaroo weekend of June 2020 was the very first one that you and I put together down here.
I remember some of us were still a little concerned about COVID, so we had some bandanas around our faces if we had to get friendly and such like that, but everybody was okay. I don't think anybody caught COVID that year.
No, we didn't have any issues with it here. Everybody was safe, and, you know, we've got it's a pretty good field, and the dance area where we wanted to dance and party was plenty of space.
Yeah.
So you were able to go and dance and have fun and not have to be right on top of people.
Did you come to that first one in 2020? I can't remember right now.
Yes, I did. And I didn't know Lindsey at all. I barely knew you.
I was like, hey, you should come to this place in the middle of nowhere.
You sent me an address in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee. And I didn't know what I was going to expect when I drove up. But showed up, met Lindsey. David Bruce was here.
He drove from all the way in upstate New York to come down here and hang out with us.
It's about 16 hours, right?
By the way, the dogs are playing in the water if you hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the year, you know, it was disappointing because Bonnaroo was canceled, but it was exciting because we made our own Bonnaroo and we had our own good time. And we had music. We had, Wanda came out and played, right?
We had a number of bands those 2 years. So Seeds, Wanda, who else, Lindsey? You had a couple of bands from up in this area.
We had 4 different mini-roos. We had our speakeasy roos or whatever we decided to call it. I think it's had about 6 names, it seems like.
I'm okay with that.
But we had the Wanda band, we had Seeds, we've had a good friend of mine, Lee Gibson, who's a country artist.
He was great. Who was that band of high school kids that came? I guess they're in college now.
Oh, the band at the time was called What? WHAT.
I enjoyed them.
Which
they were
fit in perfectly with the Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
I think that's a great name.
Yeah. The What, or just What, they were, you know, like a high school type kids that came in and just played rock, cover songs, and we run in a trailer with lights, and our friend Ryan made a sign of the other farm.
Yeah, by the way, we should shout them out. They just had a baby about a month ago.
Yes.
Sharla got to meet them. Yeah.
So Ryan made it in the style of the other stage, or the other tent back when it had a tent, but it was in the neon style. It was absolutely the most amazing sign. If you're at Bonnaroo and perusing through RV, there's a very good chance you'll see it hanging from an RV
the other
somewhere
farm.
From the other farm.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. We're at the other farm right now, which is not too far from Bonnaroo, but still in a nice undisclosed corner of Tennessee.
We keep the location a little secret. It's like a friends of friends kind of thing. You got to know.
You got to know somebody to come out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a super special place. It's fun for me to be able to tell the memories and the fun that we've had out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, if it hadn't been for this place and Bonnaroo canceling, I don't think that we would be sitting here in this creek today as good friends.
You know, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'd like to hear your opinion. But to me, it feels like we didn't skip Bonnaroo in 20 and 21 because we had our own Bonnaroo here. And, you know, we didn't have like headliner acts or anything like that. Wanda and Seeds and What are great and everything, but they're not exactly like the Foo Fighters. But still, hello, dog. What's this dog's name again?
This is Luna.
Luna. Hello, Luna.
Hello,
But
Luna.
yes, it feels like we didn't skip Bonnaroo those 2 years because I was here with a lot of my close friends,
That's
and it
what
was
feels
close
like
enough
to me.
Yeah.
And I met so many people and became good friends with so many people. Oh my God.
Hey, dog, come here.
Luna.
I'm keeping that in.
Anyways,
The beauty of live TV.
I met and made so many friends that year with people that I still talk to every day. Us, you know, David Bruce, lots of people that came down for that. So yeah, it was a very special Bonnaroo year for me. And same with 21, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
I love that so many people did other things like we did in other locations and had their own Bonnaroos in like somebody's backyard or somebody's farm or something like
well,
that.
I think really when those events happened, you know, there was a big event up in Short Mountain, kind of northwest of here, or
I
northeast
had some
of
friends
here,
there, yeah.
where when it canceled and so many people were in town, there were a lot of other things that happened,
Mm-hmm.
which was super cool. I know you and I had talked about, you know, this was truthfully that year, this was plan C, maybe plan D. And it was like rush out here, and because the cancellation was completely unplanned for out here, for coming out
For
here.
21, it happened
2021
fast.
on the
yeah.
cancellation. It happened quick. I was out here, I know I had to clean a bunch of branches out of this creek. But when it was all said and done, sitting where we are today, there were probably 80 to 100 people just sitting in the creek.
That was my favorite.
Having a good time. Mine too.
When we had
Absolutely.
100 people out here and people were camped, like I'll show this, I'll cut it in the video, but it's a pretty big property. How many acres is it out here?
It's 13 acres.
And
the area where we hang out is only about 5 to 6 acres.
But like we had people all the way to the back. So I would do the rounds and go visit everybody. And it was almost like going through group camping back at Roo, just going to visit all your friends.
I know, it went way back. I mean, we had all kinds of people here. And yeah, that 21, after, the announcement came out that it wasn't happening, I think my next text was to you.
What's the play?
Yeah, what's the plan? And you said, come on.
Yeah, my phone blew up that afternoon, that morning, whenever it happened. It absolutely blew up.
It was a little similar to this past year, and we'll talk about that in a moment, where like everybody had all their supplies. Some people had an RV that they had rented. So we had everything anyways, and people had the time off. And we're like, well, I guess we're getting together over here instead. And it was a blast. Like, I was so bummed because Tame Impala was supposed to play on my birthday, but like that made me feel so much better to have so many people that I knew well out here to hang out with for a couple of nights anyways.
Oh yeah, for that cancellation.
Yeah.
We didn't do it this year, mainly because the weather forecast here was very similar to what Bonnaroo was going to have. It was just continued rain.
It was beautiful.
It still rained here pretty good. It was pretty muddy down here. And the
But
creek
after that hurricane passed, it was beautiful.
Oh, but after the hurricane, yeah, because that was a quick shot. Whereas this past year was a lot longer period of rain, a lot more beforehand. So
different situation.
we just weren't able to make it happen this year, unfortunately, which, it kind of sucked, but then I kind of understood why.
Yeah. Now, I will put in a clip of this, but you were still improving the place just like they are back at the farm in Manchester. We just did a lot of work on this new bathroom facility that you're building over here for our friends.
Yeah, so one of the things about this place is when we've had Bonnaroo get-togethers is we've had to bring in porta potties, which is an expense. And, I don't want to make my friends pay for things if I don't have to. But there's an expense that we all have to do to come out here and hang out. And I had some extra wood and just had this vision. You know what? I want to build me a little bathhouse that I can, since I've got septic out here, build something that my friends could come out and camp and use, and we don't have to worry about porta potties or digging a hole, frankly.
I'm making the case for him to like keep a little section like about like from here up, from like your shoulders up, where you can still like troll and talk with your friends even while you're taking a shower and such.
Yeah.
We're gonna put like a little screen there, right?
Yeah, put like a screen right about head height so that you can see out and not feel claustrophobic, get a breeze through, but really to be able to, honestly, I don't know how many times you stand in the shower, but then still want to talk to your friends outside the shower.
I do that at Roo all the time.
Yeah.
Like we'll all go together and like the girls are on one side, the boys are on the other side, and we're still like joking around and stuff. You can like peer over.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's going on?
Pass me the soap.
Yeah. Yeah. I almost made a joke, but I'm not going to.
Don't. So
that's pretty cool. I'm glad you came up with the idea for that. I'm glad to help you out with that.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming out and helping because it's a lot of work. Building the structure was probably the worst part. Russ came and helped with that 4th of July weekend, I think. And we got the main framing of it done, but now we're just really putting the skin on it and then doing the plumbing to make sure that it's ready to go. Mm-hmm. Hopefully have hot water in it before too long, and then it'll be a nice little bathhouse that you guys can, whenever y'all want to come camp, and you can do that, or Russ with all of his Volkswagen buddies. If they want to come up here and have a goof off, we've got a facility for that.
The next VW meetup is here.
Right here.
Yep.
We should do that. Let's talk more about that offline. All right, while I've got you both here, Russ, I know you have talked about this on y'all's show a lot, but I just kind of want to get a state of Roo a little bit.
You mean like our show, The What Podcast?
The What Podcast.
Available on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
TheWhatPodcast.com.
I'm just following in your footsteps, doing a podcast and now doing video. Like you have laid the groundwork. And I love that let me tell you something. I'm going to blow smoke for a second. I love that you guys are doing that because you are providing an example for other Roovians. It's not just mine and yours, but there's been a handful of other podcasts that have popped up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I love that. This isn't a competition because everybody has their own point of view and their own perspective to this giant thing that we do. So like the Rue Report, so many other ones.
Yeah, Rooham.
Rooham, yeah, those guys are fantastic. I love that we have this kind of network of Bonnaroo podcasts, and we all kind of appear on each other's shows every now and then.
Yeah, it's kind of a what they do in Marvel where there's like crossovers all the time. It's kind of like that.
So like Spider-Man shows up with the Avengers.
Exactly,
Yeah. But I want to get everybody's perspective, and I know you guys have talked about this already. How are you feeling now, 2 months after the Midway cancellation, and now that we kind of sort of know what 2026 is going to look like? How are you feeling about it? What are your opinions today on the last day of August 25?
I'm feeling a lot better. Mostly because we're headed into the end of 2026 pretty much. We've got the last few months. I've got Shaky Knees coming up. I've got Cave Fest, which, Lindsey, you're going to. We've got the World of Bluegrass in Chattanooga. Like, there's a lot to look forward to for the end of the year, which will take me into January when we'll get a lineup, and then we can look forward to Rue 26. And I've made my peace with, they've announced no more Tuesday entry. I'm okay with that.
You saying that you've made your peace with it sounds like you didn't like it at first.
I was a little disappointed because I love coming in Tuesday. I mean, you love coming in Tuesday.
I do, yeah.
But, I understand, and I can make it work. We were just talking earlier. We might come out here Tuesday and spend the night here at this undisclosed location before we go into Bonnaroo, right? So,
park at Common John's.
Or park at Common John's.
Did you do that last time?
Yes, I stayed the night in their parking lot. It was amazing. They're so nice.
If you did, that means I could.
Absolutely. Yeah, they got room. They got a big parking lot.
Yeah.
Nobody will bother you.
Plus, they got beer. But we got beer here, too.
Got beer, and we have beer here.
Yeah. Lindsey, how are you feeling? He's talked about this on his own show, but I don't think we've heard from you. How are you feeling about like the state of things last year and how we're moving into next year in 26? Oh boy.
So it took me a good month to really just kind of come to terms with it.
Yeah.
Right? Bonnaroo has been a birthday party for me since 2011, and because of the amazing Thursday that we had, it was just everything was aligning, and then it wasn't.
Wait, let's pause. Who did you go see on Thursday, on the one day that we did have in Centeroo?
Yes. As many as I could. No, I mean, so for the first time ever for me, I actually camped out at the What stage for Will Dorado and then
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs.
He was great.
But and Marcus King and then Luke Combs. I've never camped at the What stage for 3 shows straight.
Mm-hmm.
I've always transitioned to another stage for a show and then come back. And this year, Thursday, it aligned for me because those are some of my biggest C's for the whole weekend. So I camped there. It was phenomenal. Saw a couple early shows. I can't even remember. It was just such a blur. Of course, then the cancellation. We get home. We talked about coming out here, and it's just not going to happen. And so for me, it was a pretty tough thing. Well, there goes my vacation that I've been looking forward to for a long period of time. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way.
It sucked for everybody, man. Yeah.
It sucked. It sucked not getting, the biggest suck for me was not getting to spend as much time with my Bonnaroo crew, because I've got a crew of about 12 people that we go together with, maybe more than that. I don't know. I lose count of them all. But I didn't get to spend as much time with my bros there. But as far as looking forward to Bonnaroo, yes, Tuesday entry, that was our fun day. We loved it. Sucks we're not going to have it this next year, but I think I'm okay with it.
That is one cultural change that I think we haven't really considered fully. Tuesday, there's nothing really going on, so you're kind of forced to hang out with your friends while you're setting up and everything. And now that we're going to come in on Wednesday and you don't get as much time to do that, it may change the vibe a little bit. Hello, dog. Here we go.
Luna.
But it may feel a little bit different. We may feel a little bit rushed since we only have so much time to set up, and then we jump into this whole opening ceremonies thing that's going to happen on Thursday.
Well, like Tuesday you get there, you open a beer before you even set your tent up, which is a mistake, but still happens. And then you open 6 more beers before the tent is done, and then you're in trouble, which is typical of a lot of people. But then, Tuesday night's a pretty ruckus party, at least for our group. And then we use Wednesday as a recovery. and then we roll hard the rest of the weekend. But I think we'll be okay with it. It's just going to be a bit different. I'm looking forward to hopefully a little less crowded. Some of my favorite years at Bonnaroo were the lesser years.
I agree. 16 has always been my favorite.
Yeah, where it wasn't quite as crowded, but the music was still amazing. And, after listening to your podcasts and reading and seeing the information that Bonnaroo's put out, I really think that that's what we're going to get. If we can get that, I think I'm going to be thrilled to death with Bonnaroo and not have any issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've already bought my ticket.
Wait, how? You could buy tickets?
Here's the microphone, Russ.
I don't think they've gone on sale yet. That's
Thanks.
news to me. He's bullshitting.
The money is set aside.
There
The
you
money's
go.
set
Okay,
aside.
right.
Yeah,
Financially, you have reserved. You earmarked that money.
Same,
Okay.
same.
By the way, can I have another beer since you got?
Hand me that
Mr.
bottle
Bartender.
of Jack. I'll just drink from the thing. I forgot my shot
Oh, there you
glasses. Oh, here we go.
No, that's Jim.
There's glass. You better be careful with that. No
You can't
glass.
bring that. No glass.
No glass in the creek, Daniel. I should have stopped you beforehand.
Too bad.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Russ, give us the traditional crack
you
open
ready?
of your
Let's do
PBR.
it.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Hold it as close to your mic there. There you go. Sing into
lost
that
count.
can. The man in there will give you $10. But how are you feeling about this Thursday thing? You talked about it a little bit on your show, but like now that you've let it settle in about us all being in conceivably this one same
Conceivably
space for a
one
big
spot.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know. It's nobody knows. I don't even think Bonnaroo knows what they're going to do. I think they've got an idea, but I don't think it's fully planned out. Also, the thing with the new director coming in, that could change things as well. Brad might have had some ideas, and maybe this new person doesn't have the same ideas. So, it's interesting to see.
Now, I'm a little on the other spectrum about that than
Yeah.
you, because like I feel like there's a lot of people that have been there for many years that are carrying over their their traditions, their experience. I think there will still be a lot of institutional knowledge and like tradition that will remain even with a new director.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's going to change anything, but it's a different person. Things could be different.
I'm
Not in a
looking
bad
forward
way.
to it though. I'm okay with different.
Yes, me too.
If Bonnaroo or really any annual event was the same thing every year, I would become bored with it.
Yeah, no,
I want it to evolve and
I'm
change.
looking forward to being surprised and finding out, oh, there's a whole new thing for this. So I think it'd be a great thing.
Now let me ask you both this. Let me pose a question to each of you. If you were going to pick an artist to headline this whole opening ceremonies thing on Thursday, who would you ideally pick? Lindsey, I guess you're first.
Oh. For me personally,
Yeah.
I would like to see Grizz or Pretty Lights. I think either of those two for me, when Pretty Lights was here last year,
That was one of my favorite shows ever.
that was one of the best shows ever for me at the What stage. I think he could throw on a good party, but I think Grizz honestly would be the party that I think we're all thinking of.
I'm going to agree with you.
And I'm not a huge Grizz fan. I do like his music. I do enjoy. I party with it. But I do think that he would fit the Thursday welcome back party really, really well.
Did you go to that Grizz Golden Hour thing a couple of years ago?
Yes, I did.
That was fantastic.
That
I
was
think
amazing.
that proves he would be perfect on Thursday.
That's exactly why I'm thinking him.
Yeah, yeah. You, tell me yours, and I'll say mine. But I agree with Grizz.
My idea. Okay, well, I'll go first. Haley Williams, I think, would be an amazing Thursday welcome back.
Listen to her new album yet? I
Not
haven't.
yet.
I'm going. We both haven't.
I haven't heard it. But just her herself, I think, would be a huge draw for Thursday.
She is Miss Bonnaroo at this point.
I completely agree.
Yeah, that totally fits.
Now, I think also, though, Nathaniel Rateliff would make a great Thursday party, or Andy Frasco.
Could Andy Frasco headline, though? I mean, I love them, but I don't know if they're at that
It's not a
point.
headline. This is a welcome back party. Andy Frasco could throw a welcome back party.
Yeah, you're right. Dan's going to love to hear that. All right. Mine would be Rufus Du Sol. I think they are at the point where they're almost a headliner. They're very, 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 very close. So I think they make sense to go on a Thursday. I think a lot of the Roo crowd loves them. They have gained a lot of traction in the past year. I think that would be a very good fit to get people in the door.
I think it's a good choice, yeah.
Yeah. But you said you had some others. What are they?
Well, that was the other two was with Nathaniel Rateliff or Andy Frasco.
Andy Frasco. Andy Frasco would be a good sub-headliner for Thursday night, I feel like.
I think if they did a party to be able to bring in not one singular artist, but maybe even a couple of those that are just go dance parties, that's what we're wanting. We want a dance party to go out there, shake it, have fun, be stupid, be like we talked about earlier, be children again.
I love being stupid.
And just have a good time. I think any of those artists, even to mesh them all together, might be just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Corey Smith, marketing director, he has said
Of Boot Scootin' Boogie Nights?
Boot Scootin' Boogie Nights. Yeah, that could be also a fun.
That could be a lot of fun. Too.
They slap. I've seen them 4 times now.
Completely agree.
And look, let's pause here for a second. There are a lot of times where you can go see like a honky tonk cover band on Broadway or wherever, and you're like, okay, this is pretty cool. I know these songs. But when you have like professional musicians that are taking it seriously doing it, it's a whole different thing. And that's what Corey and them are doing.
Yeah. And Corey has said he's thinking of this as more like a Olympic opening ceremony.
He told me the same thing. Yeah.
And he's talked about, you know, they've gone over to Glastonbury and they do a big Thursday opening ceremony party thing. So this could be just like an all-star, you don't know who's coming up, you know?
Can we have somebody lighting the torch with a you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, it could very well be a who's who.
Yeah.
I mean, you take some of the artists that have played Bonnaroo multiple times. Jason Isbell, who's played Bonnaroo multiple times, who is a headliner level artist, who I would think that he loves Bonnaroo. I haven't spoken with the guy.
Well, you're right. There's a
Brian
number
has.
of artists that like get it, who are like kind of in with the community, know the vibe, maybe stick around, don't just come in for their show and then head out to the next thing. Jason's one of them. Who else is those kind of artists?
Well,
So, Andy for sure.
Well, and you think also, you know, you were mentioning Haley Williams as the Miss Bonnaroo. Who have we not seen in quite a while at Bonnaroo riding around on his scooter? Chance the Rapper.
Oh, yeah, he would be fun.
Yeah.
He gets kind of a hometown boost at Rue.
Yeah.
That would be a very good one.
That would be pretty cool. Not my genre of music, but I respect him and his love for the farm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I would go party with it.
Jim James in My Morning Jacket is another artist like that. They've been to the farm many times and have a storied history there. I would say that the Flaming Lips are pretty close to that. It's been a long time since we've had them. They're due. They're way overdue, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Russ, what about you? Any artists come to mind for you?
Jack White comes to mind.
Yeah, Evan's pumping his fist right about now.
Yeah. I made me think of Evan, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Jack has had kind of a comeback year with that new album and kind of the grungy tour that he did. I think he would be very welcome back. He would be a very good candidate to play this party on Thursday, I think. That would be incredible, actually. Thank you. I agree, dog.
Luna agrees. Okay.
Yeah, see? Yeah. What kind of fun stuff would you like to see other than just the artists on the what stage?
Oh, as far as for an opening ceremony?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, as a former Bonnaroovian of the year, I'd love to be recognized by Bonnaroo.
So you, Pondo,
yes,
Chloe,
yes,
so
we all
yeah.
just need to be able to at least, hey, walk us up on the what stage, give us a beer, give us a high five, and then move on.
I have proposed
That would
this.
just be so freaking cool.
So let me tell you something I have proposed. And like, I'm going to call Corey out because I think he heard this and he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I would love it if you could have like notable people who have really contributed to the community introduce a band. Like they come on for just a minute or two, like, hey guys, you having fun? Here's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. To have Pondo do that or somebody like that. You know?
That would be amazing to see Pondo up on stage with his Viking hat and his clock necklace introducing King Giz. That would be so cool.
That's one of my few critiques of Bonnaroo over the past like almost 15 years that I've been is like, I wish there was more happening on stage when there isn't a show. Like have somebody just hype people up or like tell you like, hey, here's what's going on tonight. You should go check out this show or just think House of Yes or whatever.
Even if it's 5 to 10 minutes before the next artist is about to hit. And
the only time
or have Mitchell read his poetry in between songs.
Oh God.
Mitchell, I love you, brother.
He's having a fun time at Dragon Con right now.
Oh, that's right. They're at Dragon Con.
Yeah. The only time I can think that anything remotely like that happened is they had Hannibal Buress come on and host like a dance contest almost 10 years ago.
Well, when they did the Opry stage. They sort of had Catch being an MC of the Grand Ole
Well, he's
Opry.
great at that. Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's right in my wheelhouse
Yeah.
for my music. I know a lot of people didn't care for it. It was a little slow at times, but I kind of liked the idea and the concept of it.
Yeah.
Which would have been pretty cool had it been executed a little bit differently.
I love the idea of having the Opry at Rue, but the problem for me was in the 2 years that they did it, two or three, whatever it was, just two.
Yeah.
It was more for the radio broadcast and not for the crowd there. So like the first half was really draggy and they lost a lot of people. They had a couple of artists, I'm not going to name names, but a couple of artists that weren't a good fit for Rue.
Yeah.
And it was too slow and they lost people. But that one time when Catch and Old Crow were there, like when he showed up with the band, vibe totally changed. Then it was a party. Then it was a hoedown,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to having that back at some point. I think it was a good idea. I think they just need to like jiggle the concept a little bit.
Yeah. Make a couple minor adjustments.
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
I agree with it.
Can I amend my suggestion for the Thursday party?
Absolutely not. Yes, please.
Sturgill Simpson.
Oh, that's a good one. Johnny Blue Skies.
Yeah.
I did not talk about Johnny Blue Skies for that because I want him on a regular headline all to myself.
That year that he played on his birthday was fantastic.
That was. I don't grab this because
Take it away.
Talk on this one.
Go ahead.
So attending from 2011 to now, there's a couple big shows for me. Paul McCartney, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
But the Sturgill Simpson show on his birthday, Liesl, one of my Bonnaroo besties, her and I sort of had an idea of what he was going to do because he was sort of in this transition from the country to wanting to do some rock and roll. It was before he released that anime rock and roll album.
What was that album that had like the hot rod car on the cover?
That's the anime.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that made, sorry, apologies, Sturgill, if you're listening. That's not the right way to describe it.
He listens every week.
But we had kind of heard rumblings of that, and I had a gut feeling he was going to come out and do some of it. That's a top 1 to 2 show for me. And I was in the pit, leaned up against the rail at the back of the pit with a beer in hand, melting my face off. Paul McCartney was a great show.
That almost doesn't count.
That Sturgill show blew my mind. It was just amazing. And I haven't gotten to see him since. He needs to get his happy ass back on the farm.
Well, he's active again.
I know. Well, he's been active with even if it's Johnny Blue Skies or if he brings in some of the bluegrass stuff, the mowing the grass stuff that he's done. His catalog is so wide right now. But yeah, 4-piece band, white lights, black background, melt the place down.
I agree. I can't disagree. Another one I would say along those lines is Billy Strings. His show a couple of years ago blew me away in the same way.
Yeah.
I would love to have him back.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Taco?
Oh gosh.
Wait.
Nope.
Crack it open. Good job.
There we go.
My garage beer.
Yeah. Well, just going back to one you mentioned earlier, the Flaming Lips, I think, is perfect.
You'd love to see them too?
I've loved to see them. I saw them at Shaky Knees 2 years ago. Yeah, they put on a fantastic show.
A Flaming Lip show is always fun because it turns into like a big playground
Exactly.
with all of Wayne's toys and everything.
And I think that's perfect for a Thursday opening party.
Yeah.
And I've not seen Flaming Lips.
Never?
I had other shows to go attend
Oh,
the last time that they were there.
bro, you'll have a blast.
So I'm sure I'd have a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like going to Pee Wee's Playhouse when you go to a Flaming Lip show. It's like confetti and like blow up toys.
The only thing I remember about a Flaming Lips show was the last year that they were there. I was camped out in vendor camping because I was working for the beverage company at the time, and I got up at 3-4 a.m. to go to the bathroom like us old guys do that drink a lot of beer.
I'm getting there.
And there was a wook or someone standing in the canopy next to my tent, which is in my living room area, dead ass staring at a Flaming Lips, a George Clooney with lips, red lipstick picture. Staring at this picture of George Clooney with red lipstick that apparently had been given out at the Flaming Lips show. And And the guy was completely non-responsive to me. Hey, dude, you okay? Dead ass. Could not.
He was
break
having
his
a
stare.
conversation with Clooney.
Went to the bathroom, came back. He was still there. I was like, okay, you're no harm. I went back to bed. He was gone the next day, but left the picture. Yeah,
That's deep. Wow.
it's deep.
Yeah.
I hope that guy's doing well.
I hope whoever he is, I hope he's doing well and is actually listening to the podcast.
Well, you never know. Well, boys, thank you for hanging out with me in the creek today. The creek?
In the creek.
Down at undisclosed location in BFE, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Roughly an hour away from the farm. Maybe a little less.
Yeah,
Half hour?
About an hour. About an hour.
Yeah.
About an hour.
Not super
It's
far.
nice down here because of what it's 85, 88 degrees up top.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot in the sun. Down here in the shade, this water is 68 degrees. It's
My feet are freezing, by the way.
Are you okay?
Mine are numb.
It's not that bad.
Once they go numb, you can just enjoy the creek and have fun and watch the dogs play and explore.
Look, I'm just going to tell you, and I don't care about putting this on the podcast. There was one time, I don't think you were here. We came down here at like 1 a.m, and there was like 12 people skinny dipping right back there.
Oh yeah,
You missed that. Yeah.
There's also a good hole up there you can sit in.
Yeah. This one's a little better. Right over here under the bridge.
That's why
That's what
this.
you're supposed to do in the creek
Yeah.
at 1 a.m.
That's why this will remain undisclosed location.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we can have
So-
our fun and be stupid.
All right. Thank you, boys. I understand there's going to be a little small part 2 of this on the What Podcast. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, it was so good to see Lindsey and Taco.
It was for me. You should have went. He would have put you to work, though.
I had to stay and clean the house.
Okay. Well, I had to go up there and help him build the shitter. No, he did a
Okay.
fantastic job planning that whole thing out. He had like the 2x4s or whatever it was ready to go. He was cutting them, and me and Taco kind of had like a little system going. So we'd have the board nailed in there. We had like a nail gun, kind of like that thing for,
Oh.
you remember that movie,
Home
No
Alone?
Country for, no.
Oh,
They had one in there too. I forgot
I
about
was
that.
thinking Home Alone, but
Well, I was thinking No Country for Old Men, like the bad guy had the nail gun he would kill people with.
oh well, I thought Home Alone. Which
Well, that one too.
They should have been dead, but
Well, that one was also a horror movie if you kind of think about it.
Well,
But anyways, we had a whole system going. We knocked those walls out, or not knocked them out, but built them in like less than an hour. That was fun. I haven't been able to do something like that. So we'll have to go up there and put it to use, I think. Would you use it? He did a good job. You'll have to check it out for yourself. All right, all right. She's wanting to say things that don't need to be recorded. No, I'm messing with you, babe. Hey, I did want to do a little follow-up and talk about what happened over at Black Rock City in the past week or so. So we're recording this on Sunday. The man burned over there at Burning Man last night. It looked like it was a fun party. It looked like things got back to normal. But for the first half of things,
oh, it was rough.
yet again, they were having a hard run of it. They got quite a bit of rain. There was a lot of dust to start out with. The rain kind of brought that down, it looked like. But yet again, it rained quite a bit. It made for a big mud bog, so to speak, if you know that southern term. Do people have mud bogs anywhere other than the deep south? I don't know.
If you're listening to this and are watching this and you know what a mud bog is, please leave us a comment. Because I've never heard the term mud bog outside of Franklin County, Alabama.
You're kind of right. But Black Rock City did kind of turn into one, kind of like it did the year before last, the year, thankfully, that we skipped. And yet again, we talked about this 2 years ago, yet again, it kind of bothered me to see the Schadenfreude, or however you pronounce that German word, where people were just reveling in the hard time that burners were having out there once it did get kind of muddy. You saw this too, right?
My goodness. So number one, I want to say this is the most internet I've ever seen come out of Black Rock City, out of Burning Man. Even the first year that we went, which was 22, like Daniel's grandpa unfortunately passed away during the event, and Daniel had to like borrow someone's satellite internet to get, to call home or to text home, whatever. And we did end up leaving a little bit early because of that. And you just didn't see it was rare to find somebody with satellite internet. And if they did have satellite internet, they weren't using it to post these videos and stuff. And I've seen a lot of these big, really, I've seen these really big EDM accounts, these these with 2 million followers or whatever that just repost stuff. I've seen a lot of those like posting videos from the playa out there, and honestly, you're not really supposed to do that per the ticket rules, because one thing that you're supposed to be able to do when you go to Burning Man is you're supposed to be able to express yourself freely, radical self-expression. You're supposed to be able to, walk around however, you please. And it's been very concerning to see these big accounts and to see so many people just walking around with cameras like that. I mean, that's not part of Burning Man.
No.
And there's been a lot of discussion, that I've seen on Reddit from burners who aren't there this year. Like, how do you stop that? It's really changing. How would they even stop that? How would they do something like that? And a lot of people are like, well, hey, I would pay more if they would, put a stop to that, or I would pay more if they would take everybody's phone, something, which obviously you can't do that. But there's been a lot of concern about that. You had a point, and then we'll talk about the Schadenfreude.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I kind of split the middle about this. So I feel like, now that we've been twice, I feel like I can have a little bit of an opinion, not as much as veterans there do, but just a little. I feel like Burning Man is a type of thing that is meant to evolve. So every year, the man, the temple, all of the art, it's all different. It all starts from scratch because they burn it all down and haul it all off, and then the next year, the man and all the different structures look completely different. It's supposed to rise from the ground like a phoenix literally every year. So I feel like it's natural for the Burning Man culture to change slightly year to year. And for better or ill, people being ubiquitously online is a thing now. It's a bit of a generational change that's happening to Burning Man right now, in the same way that it is at Bonnaroo, at the farm. There is a whole new generation that is coming to these things that bring a lot new cultural norms. Now, I do agree that I wish they wouldn't go everywhere with a camera up in different camps, because there's some things like Vegas that happen at Burning Man that are supposed to stay at Burning Man. I think it's personally fine if they're going around, sharing a video of them biking into the playa and showing like what cool art they see and just sharing a few pictures. I'm guilty of that. The 2 times that we've gone, I got internet and I was like, hey, we're cool, we're safe. Here's some of the cool stuff we saw. But I would never share pictures from like somebody's camp and all the wild things that happen, I think that's over the line. I think that perhaps there have to be new standards that everybody understands. Like, hey, we know you want to take pictures, maybe even do live streams if you have a Starlink. But the norm here is like, if you want to do that in something that, everybody wants to be seen, like the art, sure, go for it. If you're going to a camp where there are people doing stuff that they wouldn't necessarily do in the real world, that stays there. I think the community there has to agree upon what those rules are and then communicate it well. And I think they're just in a weird transitional period right now where that hasn't quite been figured out. And a lot of what I just said applies to Bonnaroo as well. A lot of those same things are happening on the farm.
I absolutely agree with you, Daniel. And I do appreciate you saying that, the evolved word, because it's going to evolve just like Bonnaroo evolves. Bonnaroo is no longer, the 2002 like only jam bands festival that it once was, and it evolved, and Burning Man is evolving like that. But going back to your original point, I've seen so many videos and posts and everything online this week about, I hate Burning Man. I hate everything that it stands for. I would just never go. This is an option.
Well, then don't go.
Okay.
This isn't the airport. You don't have to broadcast your departure.
And, we saw a little bit of that after Bonnaroo was canceled this year as well. Different strokes for different folks, man. Like,
it costs $0 to not say anything or not post anything if you don't like a thing.
Right. Like, I don't understand hating on things that you have nothing to do with that.
Well, there's a separation. I think if somebody goes and they're like, hey, I wish this was better or different,
right.
That's cool. That's constructive critique. That's somebody trying to improve something that they love. There's a lot of that from burners, and I think that's valid. But if you have never been to a thing and you just want to kick somebody while they're down, that's a that girl, that guy kind of thing, man. Like, don't participate in that. Especially, and I'm going to back them a little bit and have their back. Burners are some of the most hardworking, resilient people I have ever met. they often do have a bit of a mask where they're acting like they're a jerk, but that's just kind of a long-running joke there. It's not really. They're the sweetest people
Are
ever.
there bad burners? Absolutely.
Well, any community has
Absolutely.
bad people.
And, you know, you'll see posts out there or whatever, like, oh, Burning Man or burners, they leave all this trash behind, and they'll show, you know, a trash pile or whatever. 95% of burners don't do that shit.
Yeah, they were telling me, like, hey, I see you got some trash there. Like, do the best you can to either take it home or not dump it within like 100 miles of Reno, because they
Yes.
have like a big problem there.
Yes.
You know, there are some places that will like charge you $5 a bag to put it in a big bin. That's worth it. Yeah.
Don't equivalent the 5% of bad burners to the whole Burning Man community.
Yeah. And admittedly, there are some people that go that are just kind of coasting off of everybody else's work.
Right.
And there was a piece of art that said "F you, Elon,"
Yes.
that I think was speaking to that type of person. That was really funny because his brother is on the board over there.
Now, this is going to sound, I think, okay, here's a good example of a burner, Paris Hilton.
This is going to go in a different direction than you may expect.
I think we've all kind of figured it out by now,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I think she is actually a pretty cool burner.
She rides a bike around, rides like an actual, not an electric bike, a bike
Yeah.
around. Has been going for years and years and years and years and years. Just does normal camping stuff, just rides a bike around, is like a perfect definition of a burner.
This is what we have heard from
Does not
veteran
do a
burners.
plug and play, like
Actually takes part of the community.
takes it very seriously.
I kind of want to meet her there.
Right?
Apparently she
just-
tries out
yeah.
DJing over there sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be pretty fun. I would like want to see Paris Hilton DJ just as much as like Grizz or supposedly Daft
Did
Punk.
you know she follows 10,000 people on TikTok?
Really?
Yes, like people always try to be like, oh, I'm exclusive. I only follow 50 people. No.
Oh, by the way, I will say one slightly off thing about Burning Man. Bonnaroo had Daft Punk first. I'm just saying. Robot Heart had
Robot
Daft
Heart.
Punk at the trash fence. But I'm just saying, like, hey,
We had them first.
we did that first at Bonnaroo. I'm just saying. We had Daft Punk Wednesday night.
It was confirmed.
It was confirmed. It was confirmed
Mm-hmm.
that Daft Punk played, yes.
But I just don't understand hating on something that you've never been to and don't understand.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when they're going through it, when they're facing tough conditions like they did in the first half of Burning Man this year. There's no need of that. People are looking online and they see how much, people are saying awful stuff. Look, I will have Brad's back about this. And, like I said before, I gave him constructive critique about like things that could have been improved at Bonnaroo this past year, but I think people were trashing on him way too much in the weeks following Bonnaroo. I felt bad for the guy. I really am happy for him that he is able to work on his own thing with this new record label
Right.
thing now. And we wish him nothing but the best. But yeah, this applies to anything. Think about the people on the other side of the screen when you're talking about this. If you have something negative to say about something, whether or not you're involved, especially not if you're involved though. I guess that's our lesson for the day. From your camp mom and dad.
Just
I
be
suppose.
kind. It costs
Yeah.
$0 to be a nice person.
Yes. It costs $0 not to post that negative comment too. But guys, happy Labor Day. I almost said Memorial Day earlier. It's Labor Day. I'm still holding that it's not the end of the summer. And it's not too late to come over to the Basement East on Wednesday to hang out with us. and
Yes,
see
come to the
Cherub.
Basement East on Wednesday to see Cherub and celebrate somebody's birthday. Daniel's birthday.
Oh yeah, thank you. And a quick reminder that this is all in beta. I know there were some audio kinks in that part with us over at the creek. There may have been some in this part. I don't know yet. And we want to thank our Patreons. We neglected to go through the list this week, but we promise to do it next week. You know who you are. You can find it at patreon.com/Rubus. All of our video beta episodes are going to them first. They will get first dibs on it for a day or so. Then the video will go to our Discord, and if we feel like it, we'll post it elsewhere for you to find. But find our Discord. We'll post it on there a day or two after the Patreons get first dibs. So again, it is at patreon.com/Rubus. You know who you are. We love you. We'll have a thing next week. I'm working on a little scrolly thing that will have your names as we're getting this whole video enterprise ready. There goes the bug again. Oh my God, he came right up in the microphone. This is kind of the part of the fun.
You'll
of
hear
doing
like a
this.
flutter.
I can't wait to see if he was actually in that. He came right up on me. He was coming for me.
Okay.
But yes, patreon.com/Rubus. Every cent goes to the Totem Foundation. You can learn more about that at totemfnd.org. We thank you guys so much for your support with that. We are going to start rolling out things for Totem here before too long, probably in a month or two, for both the scholarship program and a slightly changed version of the mentorship program. So be on the lookout for that. If you know somebody that isn't in a position to come to Bonnaroo otherwise, we would love for them to apply for the scholarship. If you are a mentor or would like to be a mentor with Totem, be on the lookout here in a month or two. We're going to have applications go out for that. It might be after Hooling. It might be before. I don't know, but it is coming
Probably
soon, so
later.
keep an eye out.
Probably later.
Yeah, but we are starting to work on that for next year. So if you want to help a new Roovian, we would love to have your support. Anything else for this week, Sharla? All right, well, I hope to see some of you at the Cherub Show in Nashville on Wednesday. And thank you again, everybody, for coming to Huntsville for Tipper. And I hope those of you in Atlanta had a great time at Dragon Con as well. I think next week, or maybe the week after that, we're going to be talking with Andrew and his crew to kick things off for the rumor and confirmation thread for 2026. I have heard tell of some things that are possible for next year. It should be fun, man. But until then, get out there and radiate positivity. We'll see you soon.
Bye.